Okay, pretty sure I'm recording again. I just got some cables all mixed up here. Yeah, hi Andrea. I'm going to put in reply to your post here about the Euro USD. I haven't looked at that this morning with regards to the pivot points, but I thought I'd just sort of open it up. You're asking about them, so I just thought I'd have a look at this pair since you posted this, just to compare analysis. Now, when I open my Euro USD chart, the first thing is, especially for somebody who has a little Miss Clean Freak, you, no offence, but your charts are ridiculously clean and tidy. Mine will be a bloody mess, but it's just the way it is. It's how I operate. So don't be shocked, don't fall off your chair. So gird your loins, brace yourself. It's going to be a mess. Hang on. Okay, get rid of that. Get rid of that. Euro USD, and there we go. Okay, I'm going to go out to the day here. So you've got this sort of double top thing going on. We do have a level here. Now, pivot point theory, what does that tell us? Now you can see the trade plan I drew in last week. Or last month, I should say. That was my trade plan last month. When I'm drawing this, these pivots over here are still being painted. They're dynamic. Just as this month, as price action moves, these pivot points are being painted. So as price action moves, these will expand, and all that, depending on the algorithm that's written to paint them. I could explain some other time about pivot points and where they come from and why they work, to explain how it all gets painted. But anyway, that's another story. So that was my pivot point. That was my trade plan from last month for this pair. So as I posted this level here, where I've got a buy order in laying and waiting, but they would have been, when I posted it, this level here would have been up there. That is why I would have put that trade plan to there. So at the end of the month, it had moved down to there. So because of this movement here, that down movement, this would have pushed this down. And then it came up, so it came back up a bit, but nowhere near as far. So yeah, it reflected that move. So there we are. So that was my trade plan for this month. So we've started up here now. Pivot point theory tells us if you are a bear on this pair for this month, right? This is a monthly pivot trade plan. If you're a bear, if you're saying I'm US dollar bull for the month of November, I'm taking this down, baby, out of my way. So this is the trade plan down to here, down to this zone. That would be your trade plan, down to this zone. Clearly, in my opinion, if I was doing that, I would look to take profit here. Because of that level. I mean, you could hope to squeeze a few more pips out of it, but I mean, safety's sake, I would jump out there. I've also got this, you see this channel here? I've had that channel in for I don't know how long. It's been going for like ever, from back here. How many years ago was that? That starts in 2017. And 2017, and it has worked quite. Its prices remained inside those levels since then. So, based on that, this level down here would be quite strong. I would not expect things to break out and hold below that channel. So I would look this level here myself to get out safely. If I was a bear, what you are, I don't know. Let me have a look. Where were you again? Where's your thing? Here it is. So, what was your post? What was your post about? Nice double top on the way to a break through the neckline. Yep, gotcha. So you're being bearish of this off the double top. Class B divergence on the MACD. Fine, excellent stuff. You should have been in up here if you're going to be a bear. I mean, you made a call on a, my MACD is different, obviously. What was your MACD? It was a 4 hour, wasn't it? I have different settings on my MACD. But yeah, I can see the divergence there. Once again, I know my chart's messy. Leave me alone, alright? And I see that, but honestly, looking at this on a weekly basis, weekly pivots. Look at this. This is just beautiful. See that grey line? That's your monthly sell pivot. As I wrote, the big red line I drew in before, showing you the trade plan down to this blue line and the take profit zone, and here's that previous support. Well, look at this. See that red line there? Where price, oh my God, price bounced off it. How incredible. That's your that's your weekly sell pivot. All right? So this is a really powerful zone, that little pivot cluster right there. It's powerful. Why did it work? Gee, I don't know. I traded that, by the way. I traded that down. Took profit right there. Well, actually, I had it a little bit higher. My wife had a trade this morning, and she missed because of the spread. Price hit exactly at a take profit and didn't take up, and then went up. So I tried to avoid that by having my take profits just that little bit higher. Yeah, she was not happy. But anyway, and she usually is. So that's that zone. I'll just go quickly to a daily. I know I'm sort of, I know it's messy. Let me go here. I just want to have a look at, and I'm kind of waffling on here, common inputs. I'll take this out to 3. This gives me 3 past ones. So why didn't it do it? 1, 2, 3. Why didn't it work? What have I done? What have I done? Excuse me for a minute. My platform's playing up again. Okay, I'm taking up time here, and you've got better things to do, I'm sure. Just let me try one more time. 3. I've got 3 there. Oh, that's monthly. It's monthly pivots. Let me try again. Is this daily pivots? Yeah, that's daily pivots. My apologies. 3. I'll take that out to 4 actually, just in case. 4. Okay. Now, here's that area. I know it's getting confusing now. That's that monthly. See that grey line? That's the monthly pivot there. This is Friday's daily pivots, and there's your sell pivot right there. See that M3? That thin red line, that's your daily M3 on Friday, and it took it down. But today, remember I was saying, you see this red line here, just at the top of that blue area that I drew in earlier, that's your weekly M3, right? So that's your weekly sell pivot down to this level here, which is what I sold. You also got this monthly M3, which is your monthly sell pivot down to that level I showed earlier at the bottom of the month, down the bottom of that red blue channel. And look at this for yesterday. Here is yesterday's M3, that's yesterday's sell pivot. So yesterday, this is what you had. You had your monthly pivot, your weekly sell pivot, and your daily sell pivot, all in that area. And look what happened. Respected it, and bush, off she went. And look where it stopped. Oh wow, look at that, at the daily take profit zone. What was that, 1 pip, less than a pip short of that? I mean, really? Yeah. And then, okay, that wasn't yesterday, that was Monday. I'll take that all back. And anyway, so there. So I'm back here. And now I've lost track of what I was saying. So that's your monthly plan there, right? Your weekly plan, you're too late, girl. Next week is this. Now this could absolutely go down here, but you're chasing pips. You're taking risk to chase these pips. Why? In my opinion, right, this will now, because you've hit this level early in the week, right? This was Tuesday. This is likely now to retrace back. The general idea is to trace back to the central pivot point, but it doesn't always do that. Crikey's, it go straight back up the top there again for all we know, up to this area. But the general plan is once you hit this level here early in the week, it's likely to come back. And if you're a bull, you'll get a bear, I'm sorry, to get a chance to sell. So that's the thing. Now, next week. So what would you do for this rest of this week and next week? We'll take this up to this area here. Right, you see that level there? Now it's still being painted. Right, it's not set yet. It's moving as price action occurs here. These pivots are still being painted on the weekly basis. These weekly sell pivots. Again, I apologise for my messy charts, but I understand them, as you can see. So that weekly pivot there, right there is your sell pivot. This is your weekly sell zone. But like I say, they're dynamic. They're being painted now, so that will change as price action changes. So that's your sell zone. So as price goes up, that is the zone you want to sell at, which won't be there. It'll be slightly up or somewhere, but like I say, it's dynamic. It'll be determined at the end of the week. Beginning of next week, that will be then set in stone. And then take it down to here. Now I'll show you something interesting. Right, so that'll go down to here. And oh my God, what have we got down there? That is your next week's take profit pivot, right there. That's your, well, take profit zone. That white section there is your take profit zone. This is the M1, that's your take profit pivot off this pivot. If it comes off of this black pivot, your take profit pivot is the S2, which is down there. But anyway, getting too specific. And what's that grey line in there where I've got that order weighting? Look at that. What's that grey line? Oh my God, that's your monthly M2. That's your monthly buy pivot. So if you're a bull, so this is what will happen. I can tell you right now, if this trade plan works out for next week, right, it hits that area, I can tell you right now what will happen. Right, it will go up, come down there. That's that one I just drew for you just a little while ago on this one here. That's the one I just drew. That's here. So this is on the daily chart now. So it'll come down, hit that pivot, and I can tell you now it will reverse from there. If you're a bear, this is your plan. Right, there's your plan down to there. That is your trade plan as a bear. Okay, but selling it here, seriously, girl. Yeah, you want to be doing that sort of thing. That's what I'd be looking for if I was a bear. I'm a bull. I'm looking to buy this on this trade plan here. Now I'll get rid of all the stuff because it's even messier than normal. I hope you understand what I've said. If not, feel free to reach out. Right, so that's your trade plan. So there you go. I can trade your whole month. What are we in? We're the 6th today, the first week in. I could have told you all this on the 1st of the month. I could have told you this on Friday, that would be your trade plan. All right, if you're a bear. I don't need all this stuff happening like this to get a trade plan in for the next month. I've already made my determination. I'm a Euro USD bull. And this is my buy zone right there, which I drew in last month. Righto, I'll leave it at that. I see your divergence here. I've got a divergence there for yesterday on that move. Yeah, get rid of that too. So yeah, delete. Righto, I'll put this up for you if I can figure out how to do it. There.